So here it is, new year, new cheap shot cinema. Hi, I am Zach, and we got
Soup.
Darren?
or DQ. I was hoping you'd say DQ.
Well,
I don't
sorry.
have a cool nickname.
We can start over already.
You could give me
So-
one.
Give me a nickname?
Yeah.
Well, think it over. It's
Okay.
gonna be horrible. So,
Let's wait till the end, and then we might come up with something
my God.
Right.
out of anger. Rage.
All right. Well, being that it is January, it is New Year, I figured we'd do two things to start here. One is talk about the 2016 year in review, and then talk about 2017 and what we're interested in. So, 2016, top 5 movies. Darren, let's start with you. and
Reverse
then-
order. Start at 5 and work down.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
reverse order.
Got number 5, you got Manchester by the Sea.
Didn't see it.
Number
Oh my
4,
gosh.
Nice Guys.
Saw that one.
Number 3, La La Land.
Didn't see it.
Number 2, Hacksaw Ridge.
Didn't see it.
Number 1,
You're a movie guy, aren't you?
number 1, Hell or High Water.
Yeah, didn't see that one either.
Oh man, you suck.
Man,
did you see?
Yes, I suck at this game. Okay,
All right.
that's
We have,
fine.
we have to do episode
Over to you,
2
Soup.
very
What do you
soon.
got?
For me, just being a comic book guy, number 5, I had to get one in there. So it was Captain America: Civil War.
Yup.
Came in at 5 for me.
Good choice.
The Accountant, number 4. A lot of people didn't like that.
Loved it.
I loved it. Hell or High Water was 3 for me. Hacksaw Ridge came at 2, but I thought Manchester by the Sea was the best movie that I saw this year. When Zach sees all those, he'll probably agree with
I'm
us
sure
on
he will.
some level.
Some level, maybe. So, my best was Nice Guys and number 5, Zootopia, because yes, go see it.
That's a good reason.
It's a good.
That's actually a
movie.
pretty good movie.
I should be
enjoyed
taking
it.
It's a
notes
super
on what
good
to
movie.
Make fun of later. Give me a pen.
Zootopia, Civil War was number 3, Arrival was number 2, and best movie of 2016, number 1 is Deadpool. Suck it, Soup.
We got a lot to talk about.
Okay. So, calm down.
All right.
Calm down.
So I really don't have anything to bash on either of your guys's because the ones that I did see, I agree with, and then
just
I
make
didn't
stuff
see
up.
several.
Right.
So
When I don't know, like if somebody
Yeah.
else likes something and I just want to.
Me and Soup's list are pretty similar, so I don't really got much to bash on.
You just have to not like something I liked, and I'll just attack whatever you
Should
love.
we just bash
So
Deadpool?
you could just make stuff up. No one's gonna know.
yeah, you could bash Deadpool. I don't know why you would.
Because it sucks.
That was the best.
Let's ease into
The
that.
best.
Let's ease into that.
Yeah,
Say something.
it was number 1 on my list.
Your list is stupid.
Darren.
Of all the movies you didn't see, that
Right.
was
You
number
didn't
1.
see half the movies that we saw.
Sorry, guys.
Almost all of them.
I wanted to see Hell or High Water. The
Why
other
didn't
ones,
you?
La La Land and Manchester by the Sea, are meh.
Yeah, I didn't want to see La La Land.
I
still
La La
kinda- I
Land
still
looks
don't.
fantastic.
Was
I saw it
Hell or
twice.
High Water? Was that like a big release? Because I didn't really
No,
even
not-
hear
No,
about
it
it until like
it didn't
was
do
at
much money. It
Redbox.
kind of was in and out.
I found out by accident, and all I do is watch movies and trailers. And I
Someone told me
just
about
like,
it. and I was
what's
like, okay.
I
was
saw
like,
a
what's
picture of
this?
Chris Pine, and I was, what is that?
Yeah.
And
Well,
it
that
was
was
a
the thing,
movie
it had
that
They
was
Chris
didn't
out.
market it.
Pine.
Chris Pine.
Who was the other brother?
Ben
in it?
Foster.
Ben Foster. Yeah.
I like
And,
him too.
Jeff Bridges played the sheriff.
That's how I saw the
Yeah.
movie. I just saw a picture of those guys. Like, I like those people, and then I didn't know what it was about.
Good enough.
And I found out
Good
it was
enough.
pretty good.
All right. So, television shows. Only went with top 2 because I just rewatch things too much. I don't watch enough new things. So,
Yeah, I try to do too much at once.
I'll go. So, my top 2 were, and I went by seasons of things. I don't know if you guys care about that kind of stuff, but
I
went,
did too. I was ready for it either way. So however.
So
you
I
do
went
it.
Stranger Things number 2, and then I went Daredevil season 2 as my best.
2 of 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
So although I thought Daredevil season 1 was actually better than season 2, it still made the top of my list for 2016.
I'm glad you said it because I wanted to put Daredevil on there, but I figured one of you guys would pick it, so I could go with
crap.
something else. But everyone says that season 1's better. I like them
Yeah.
both, but I'm a big Punisher guy, so that really won me.
Yeah.
over. Season 2, I loved the Punisher in that. Because plus, I think it's the first time we've seen the Punisher done well. But for me, Better Call Saul, I put on there. I think it's like an underrated show. Not a lot of people watch, and I think it's almost better than Breaking Bad. And I've really been impressed with the first 2 seasons, so I put that on there. And another one, everyone I talk to, I don't know a lot of people that have seen it, Bloodline on Netflix. I picked season 2 just because we were talking about this year,
Yeah.
but that was the first 2 seasons. That is phenomenal, and I don't know a lot of people that watched
I saw
it.
a little bit of season 1, and I heard season 2 was.
Might have to
garbage.
watch it
Is
now.
that true?
Sorry,
Is season
sorry.
2 garbage? I hear it's
No,
not bad.
I was surprised because without giving anything away, the way season 1 ends, you're kind of like, well, where do
How
they
they
go
gonna-
from here? Like, how do you keep this show going? And then what they do in the second season was like really surprising, but smart and good. And it was as good as the first season, I thought. But it is like a slow burn, so like I'm a patient person. But it's also like if you keep watching, like you want to just keep watching.
payoff?
If you'll like it right away or you won't. Like you'll be able to tell because you'll want to just binge it if you're into it. If otherwise, it might be too slow for you. But everyone I've recommended it to so far has like loved it and binged it in like days.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's going to have to be up there now. You know, I didn't even think about it. For some reason, I was only thinking like Netflix shows, but Westworld and Game of Thrones season 6
Yeah.
were freaking incredible
Pretty
as
good.
well. Darren, what do you got?
Oh yeah, for my 2 shows of 2016, I got The Magicians, which came out early last year, which was pretty good.
I never heard of that. What is that?
It's a
sci-fi
sci-fi
show.
show.
I
but
watched like the
it's
first 3
it's
episodes.
like a mixture of Narnia and all the adult Harry Potter, which is actually really interesting.
Oh, cool.
Harry
Take-
Potter in
But
college.
it takes a super dark turn like midway through the season. It was like, oh shit, people
right.
are dying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, except the one guy that died came
You
back.
haven't seen the whole season though, have you?
Whatever. I
Keep
got
watching.
bored with it.
And then my number 2 show would be The Crown, the new Netflix original that came out in November about the Queen Elizabeth. It was good. Had good politics.
I mean,
to it.
I've heard it's really
Yeah.
good. It just doesn't seem like it's just like Downton Abbey. It's
it's
like
not-
I feel like that's not gonna
It's
be
kind of
me.
in that vein, but like it's super political, and I like political dramas, so I watched it.
That's
Bash
usually what I
up.
avoid. Is like
I'm gonna gloss over that for right now.
Musicals
Bash on
and
me all you
political
want.
drama are like the 2 things I like actively avoid. They're like your 2 favorite things,
Yeah,
which is
everybody-
okay.
Everybody keeps asking me
I,
like,
I don't like musicals though, but I like La La Land. That's how good it was.
everybody keeps bothering me about that. Like, how do you not like musicals? That's like I've never come across a musical that I like.
Ever.
Yeah,
Well,
not many.
You don't like Sweeney Todd? No,
No.
that movie was crap. Johnny Depp can't sing.
They don't make good musicals much these days. That's the
Well,
problem too.
they've
Or,
nev-
or ever.
ever. They've never
Well,
made Hollywood.
How many have you seen though? Like,
I've seen
actually?
several.
Like
I've
Singing in the
seen
Rain?
Rent. I've seen Sweeney Todd. I've seen
Just enough to know I hate
Have you
it.
seen like the old ones from the 50s,
the
like Singing in
West
the
Side
Rain?
Story. I've seen that one.
Singing
like-
in the Rain.
David always says South Park, but I feel like that
South
doesn't.
Park doesn't
I feel like that doesn't count. Yeah, because yeah, it's more making fun of musicals.
Well, isn't that kind
Well,
of the
that's what
point
it
of
is.
South Park?
Yeah, they make fun of stuff. That's what they
Yeah.
do. So
All right, on to the fun stuff.
Thanks, Darren.
So we're gonna go. I think I just put worst movie, worst TV show of 2016. Now, me and Darren discussed this a little earlier, and we were saying that we don't really. I feel like, unlike you, we just stop watching TV shows. When
Yeah,
they
I,
suck.
I have to finish things. I can't. I have a problem.
yeah,
So,
It's a
Soup,
problem.
Soup, you could start on that one.
All right,
you
good.
can
Because
do both.
I feel strongly about both of my selections. I picked Zoolander 2 just because I've a lot of reasons. I actually liked Zoolander, so I figured it was gonna be bad, but it's one of those things. Eventually, I just got around to like I'm gonna watch it. And however bad you think it is, I promise you, it's worse. Like me and my friend were watching it, and we were just like, I mean, we'll watch anything, and halfway through, we were just like, dude, this is bad. We gotta just turn this off. But we're like, no, you know me, so I had to stick it out and finish it till the end. So I made us watch it till the end, and that was the wrong choice. It was just bad, like, because there's movies that are like letdowns or just not good. But that was just like, that's just a bad movie. So it was not good, and it was a letdown. But just everything about it, especially for the people that they had in it and the budget that it had, it was just dog bleep bad. Oh my gosh. So there was movies that were disappointing that I put on the list that we'll fight about later, but they weren't bad movies. They're just letdowns. But for TV shows, Gotham, I think, is maybe the worst show of all time. Maybe just being like a huge Batman fan. Like I forced myself to get into it. I thought it was going to be good because it was like a different take, something like a pre-Batman Gotham where we'd get into like, other people's stories and not make it so. I thought it was like a good idea, and it's been so poorly done, and just been just ridiculous. You can't follow it, but because it's me, I still stuck it out for like 2 seasons. I watched it, and every episode I'd just watch and shake my head, and then I'd start the next one for some reason. But 3 was so bad. I started season 3, and it was so off the charts, but I had to stop. And for me, if you guys know me, if I stop a show,
It's gotta be.
off the
It's gotta
charts,
be
like,
bad.
epically bad.
Like the
It's gotta
worst.
be bad.
And for the source
Super bad.
material, you took those characters and that like a great thing and just made something that bad out of it.
I don't think. I think I'm like halfway through season 2 of Gotham, and I don't
Good
think
luck.
it's that horrible. But
Just wait.
at the same time, it does bother me because it's like I thought we would get into characters we've never seen before, but they keep bringing in all these characters and they have this background with each other, and it's just like, no, that's stupid. I'm sick of seeing that.
And they butchered so many characters. I
Yeah.
thought they just things that fundamentally made them who they are. Like you can put your own like spin on things and your own twist
Yeah.
on things, but to just completely make it something else but slap that name on it was just if you like Batman, I don't know how you can watch that show, or if you're a fan of that, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's just people watching. It's basically just a fantasy cop procedural
Pretty
at
much.
this point in time. So I don't think that's the problem. Is people that don't know Batman are probably watching and be like, "Oh, this is what Batman is," and everyone else is
But
like, "No."
if you love it, it's vomiting all over everything that you
Vomiting
know
all
and
over
love.
Batman and Gotham.
So Zoolander, which I have basically refused to see
I
at
haven't
this point in
seen
time,
Zoolander 2 yet. Never
and
won't.
and Gotham. What do you got?
My worst movie of 2016 is Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. That movie was so garbage. And the first one wasn't bad. It was okay, but
It was watchable.
it was watchable. But this one just went bleh, just pooped all over everything I liked about Ninja Turtles.
and I
so
want
bad.
Vomit and pooped
Vomit
all
and
over it.
poop.
I want to be like, why'd you see that? But I saw Zoolander 2. I can't.
Why would you see it?
That's the when I was writing this. That was my thing. I was like, well, after we reveal like what we hated, like you can't rip on
Yeah, you
something.
can't
Like,
have
why'd you
us-
watch
why'd
that?
you watch
Because
that?
we
You watched
admitted
something just as
that
bad.
we watch awful things.
So
Yeah.
it was.
You're gonna
and
get
Megan
them.
Fox was. Oh, she was awful in that movie.
Well,
she was nice to look at. But she was.
I mean,
Well,
Have you seen her acting before?
What are we saying?
that's
is
not
awful?
why you're.
That's why I go to movies to watch
That's
good
not
acting,
why Megan
not
Fox
bad
is an
acting.
actress. You know?
Right.
Agreed.
Okay, and then the worst TV show would be Shadowhunters: The Mortal Instruments.
What is that?
What is
It's, not,
that?
You
it's a
always-
TV show on Freeform. I watched 2 episodes and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
I can't.
It's good. It's about people who
Okay, I have a
hunt-
follow-up.
Who
What-
hunt
what-
demons.
What's Freeform?
It's the new ABC Family. They switched.
Gross.
They
Oh
changed
my
their name to
gosh.
Freeform.
I remember when that
Yeah.
was Fox Family.
Yep.
Like back
Fox
when I
used to
was
own it,
like
and ABC bought it.
10, and then it was ABC Family, and now it's Freeform.
So they
I
bought
guess.
it like we can make this worse.
Yeah, and it was.
You thought it was
It was
bad
just
before.
bad.
Just wait
They
till we
made
get
it
our
worse.
hands on it.
ABC Family was like a worse CW. Like
and that's
significantly
it.
worse.
That's
CW
saying
is
something.
not that bad. They have some okay shows.
I mean,
but-
CW has a few good shows, but it was that kind of
Yeah.
feel.
They
I
watch
feel
that
like
young,
just
like
kind of-
hot people, like hot, good-looking people in our shows.
Darren,
Come
don't be
see us.
creepy.
CW
Okay,
is
man.
like
But they
ruined my
do.
free time
All they
because
do-
they have so many
they
of
bunch
those
of, like,
bad shows I
Yeah,
can't
bad
stop
shows
watching.
with pretty people. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Such
pretty much.
as basically all the superhero shows.
Arrow, yeah, every
Arrow,
DC
Flash.
show that they make, I watch.
I'm like,
And-
Gossip Girl, bad.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
So we're recording
talk-
you. People
Yeah,
know
I
he's
know.
he's
talking about
I've
superhero
seen
stuff, and
Gossip
you
Girl.
say
It's on
Gossip
CW.
Girl, and like, I can't even think of. Honest to God, I can't think of another. I know there's more like female-related
CW
shows on CW, and I can't think of any right
The
now.
Vampire Diaries. Have you seen that?
Is that on
No.
CW?
Yeah, it's on CW.
I thought that
Sorry.
was.
I've
like,
never seen it, but
What
it's on,
was
I know
what's
it's on
the
CW.
like Showtime
Sure you haven't.
vampire? True Blood.
True Blood was okay, but it got
I
weird
get
at the
I get
end.
those confused.
That was
See,
HBO actually. True Blood.
I liked
Same
I liked
thing.
Supernatural for a really long time.
Oh
but
yeah,
now
I
I'm
watched.
just
I
kind
watched
of-
that. It's just the same thing over and
Yeah,
over.
it's just kind of gotten
season
boring.
15
I ran out
now.
of steam like 8 years ago.
So worst for me. This was kind of a coin flip for me. One of them, it was more disappointing than it was bad. Well, actually, both of them were kind of like that. It was Ghostbusters and Independence Day Resurgence.
Never
I watched
either.
I saw
both
neither.
of
I saw
them.
neither of those films.
Yeah. Just Independence. I think Independence Day was such a big part of like my
The
childhood growing up.
1997 in me wants to see that movie still, even though I
Yeah,
know it's going to be
and
bad.
and they got nobody to actually hold the movie down from a main actor standpoint. You got the younger Hemsworth, who is okay at best, and then you got a bunch of other randoms that I never seen before, and Jeff Goldblum, spouting science like he normally does.
That's what you want.
Right.
And
Does he take his shirt off?
He doesn't.
What's the point then?
His dad looks exactly the same as he did in 97, by the way. The guy who
He
plays
does.
his dad, exactly the same. Like, he hasn't aged a day. It's like he's been
Pretty
50.
sure he has aged. a
He's
little
been
bit,
like
okay?
56 for like 18 years. Like, that's it.
Is Taxi too early for you guys? Did you guys ever see Taxi? On
Taxi.
reruns, the TV show.
Oh, they meant the
It's
movie.
like 70s. Like,
I've
that's
seen it
old.
a few times.
That's old for me,
Yeah.
but he was like one of the main
the
guys
show.
on there. He was
I've seen it a couple times. Nothing
And-
consistent.
So that was disappointing. It was just so many parts in it were like, why? Just why? And Ghostbusters did not follow like any of the trend that made the original great. The original was funny, but it was still kind of dark. Yeah. And they didn't even attempt to make even this remotely. Like it's about 2 steps away from being a PG kids movie. Just oh yeah, ghosts are real, and we're hunting them to protect you. I went in kind of a Mickey Mouse voice there.
I
Oh,
said, did they do it just like that? Because now I kind of want to see it.
yeah, ghosts. Oh.
If you narrate it, we can watch it here, and it'll be glorious.
So that was crap. Both of them. And then I, like Darren, typically I'll watch like 2 episodes of a show, and if I'm not into it, it may not even be a bad show. If I'm not into it, I'm probably not going to continue watching it. Like, I might try to watch a couple more Magicians episodes, but it's not looking good for me right now. And then
Where I'm like, man, I got 14 more episodes of this, and I already hate it.
I hate this.
I hate watching.
Like
Next,
an addict,
yeah.
just I hate this. What was it? So I watched like 3 episodes of the Shannara Chronicles or whatever.
There's an MTV
What?
show.
Shannara? Is that, I don't even know how
Isn't
it's
it
pronounced. Yeah, it's MTV.
MTV.
So
MTV
you can
show.
take that as
Sweet.
it is. It's an MTV. It's based
I've never
off of
seen
a
it.
book series. It's set in like the future or past, or I feel like it's the
You're not
future
sure?
because there's
Or
like
the past.
well, is in
It's
one
so
of-
bad
one
it
of the-
doesn't
In
matter.
one of their posters, they have the Space Needle from Seattle like laying on its side. It's very obvious,
Which
and
I'd
clear.
like to see just
But-
in general.
But they never
Sorry.
they never once mention, at least in the first few episodes, like, oh, the past human civilization built these things. Like, there's crap all laying around, but they never really acknowledge it, which bothered me.
It's like Darren's
How
place.
far did you get
Yeah.
though?
I only got like 3
Probably,
episodes
yeah, I'm
in.
sure they explain it.
Yeah,
if you
they
keep
might,
going, yeah.
but come on.
There's that, yeah.
And it's elves and horribleness and magic
Elves?
and
Ooh, no.
and yeah, so probably not. So moving on, we're already basically a month into 2017, and we're going to talk about Split a little later. But I was saying to Darren, Split did not make my top 20 for 2017, but I almost guarantee it will make my top 20 at the end of the year.
Top
So
20 anticipated.
top 20 most
Oh, okay.
anticipated.
Yeah.
Even still, yeah, okay.
Just kinda
I was
came
like,
out of nowhere.
wait, how many movies did you see this year already? It's
Already?
January.
Already,
Whoa.
I am
And you
watching.
didn't see anything from last year, apparently.
I'm watching the crap out of movies.
Bang out like 30 movies already?
So yeah, I think it'll probably make my top 20 at the end of the year when I do a year in review. But I'm just saying, for anticipated movies for 2017, it didn't make the top 20. So what
I
did
kind of
put
left
down?
out. I left out stuff that's already been released because it's
Yeah,
kind of hard to anticipate.
so we're
something you saw.
gonna do pretty much again top 5 most anticipated movies for 2017, and then top 2 anticipated shows, and it can be a new season of just a current show or a brand new show. I don't really care. Okay. So I'll start on that. Let's see if I can remember, because I didn't actually write it down.
Oh, good.
I hope I don't go off of what the actual article that I wrote about this. 'cause
Number
that
5,
could be weird.
Split. I remember it because we
5.
just talked
we
about it.
just talked about this.
Number 1 was Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2, and that's mostly just because it looks awesome. The trailer looks awesome. That's very closely followed by the second one, which is The Last Jedi, and then 3 was Alien Covenant, and 4 was Spider-Man: Homecoming. And Soup, you're gonna like number 5, cause it's Logan.
Oh god. I mean, you can be let down. That's fine.
Whatever, man.
I just derailed him. I'm sorry. I mean, it's gonna be great.
Keep going.
Oh, that's my list of
Oh,
movies.
okay.
They only you going 5?
We're only doing 5.
Oh, they did 4. Okay.
What did I? No, I did 5. Alien Covenant was in there.
Wait, what was 1?
Guardians.
Guardians, Last
surprised
Jedi,
me.
Alien Covenant,
Logan.
Homecoming.
Oh yeah.
Lo-
You didn't say
Logan.
Homecoming.
I said Spider-Man Homecoming.
I don't think you. Now you just did.
I don't
You
think
didn't
you did,
originally.
You guys are drunk.
No, I'm not. You said 4, and then
I'm
you
gonna
like
be drunk
moving
later,
on.
so
Okay. Whoa.
Wait, one thing at a time. You want to see Guardians more than Episode 8?
I think it's anticipation. Once I see a trailer, honestly, when they came out with the Last Jedi, I kind of that might have inched above Guardians Volume 2. I think it was. I wasn't expecting much for the first Guardians. I did not know almost anything in regards to the comic books, and it came out, and I was so blown away by it. Like it was probably what year that come out?
2014.
2014?
Yeah.
See,
It's
that
like-
can go on our things to fight about list because that was another one I was like, it was all right, but everybody loved that movie. That movie made so much money.
It's like one of the favorites.
Why don't you
It's
like things that are good?
It's too happy, man. You got like I need dark stuff. I
You
need serious.
darkness? Dark.
Yeah.
Hello, darkness, my
Like I liked it, but the people are like, I'm seeing it the 9th time. Darren, like
I only saw it twice.
Darren, how many times have you seen Rogue One?
4 times. In theaters. Obviously.
gosh, how many times do you see Guardians?
In theaters?
Yeah.
Twice?
No.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm trying. I can't
probably
remember.
mixing up.
I
Movies.
saw Avengers 2 like
I saw-
3 times in theaters, and I have no idea
Well,
why, because
duh.
that one was crap.
No, that's
wasn't
nonsense.
crap.
That's good.
It
You
was
gotta-
good, but it wasn't.
Avengers 2?
Yeah.
It was.
Age of, here's I did
Age
the
of
roller.
Ult-
Here,
No.
here, you know, I did a roller coaster with it. So I went and saw the movie, and I'm like, I had high expectations, and I was like, it's kind of a letdown. And then I bought it, and then I watched it again, and I was like, man, it kind of sucks. And then I watched it again. I'm like, no, this is brilliant. Like I missed so many layers. Like I don't know if I just
Yeah.
convinced myself or it took me a few
few times
viewings
to
of watching
watch
it. But there's actually a lot deeper stuff. Like the ending's actually really good,
kinda
and
need to
there's
watch
like
it again now.
like the deeper meaning of what is actually going on. I think was kind of lost on me the first couple times, but it's not the best. I mean, I'll watch that over Guardians all day long. Like I didn't get like
Okay. Do you like it more than the first Avengers?
no, but it's close.
Yeah.
I mean, Avengers is cool,
That's
but
just another thing to have in my back pocket for later, I guess.
yeah, I'd say we need to make a list. It's a Guardian, like what we're just off. Like
We're
Separate-
completely off
separate on-
Mesa.
I'm sorry, Marvel list.
All right, who's going next?
all right, number 5, Creed 2. I don't know if that's officially the name, but
Is that
everything
coming out this year? I thought that was
I looked
next
it
year.
up like last night, and it said the
Do we know
release
who's
date
directing
was the
it,
end of
though? But
2017.
Do we know who's directing it?
No, and I don't care because any movie that if as long as Rocky is in it, at
I
some
need
point-
to see the first Creed. It's on Hulu.
You haven't seen that
You
either.
seen Creed? Oh my
No.
God.
Man,
We got to do another
If
show
it's-
that just recaps all
Yeah.
the stuff that you finally saw.
probably.
But yeah, no, I looked it up last night. It said it's like late 2017.
Okay.
I
'Cause
bet
I
that
actually-
gets pushed back, but I'll
It
let
might.
it.
Might,
I'll
you
let
never
it
know.
happen.
They don't
I'll
know
allow
who's
it.
directing
But even like same thing. Like I like Creed. You liked it more than I did. I think.
loved Creed.
Like a lot of people did. But like I was old school Rocky. Like I love the Rocky
the original.
movies.
trilogy.
So it's a step down, but it's got Rocky in it. So anytime Rocky Balboa is on screen, like I want to see it. So that was number 5. Alien Covenant. I liked the Alien movies, and then after Prometheus, spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't seen that, it's an Alien movie.
What?
So I'm like, I want to see where they go from that.
Yeah.
That's another one where I like the movie. I think other people liked it more than me, and I do love stuff. We just actually happen to be picking movies that I was kind of iffy on. But I'm curious to see like where that takes off from there, and just like seeing Danny McBride like a serious role.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
looks
actually really
interesting.
excited about that.
So that one I
Good
was into. Dunkirk, just because it's the new Christopher Nolan. Like anything he does,
Christopher Nolan, anything, I agree.
Right.
I think that came out like
Tom
number 8
Tom
for
Hardy's
me.
in it. Like you can watch that dude do anything.
Cillian Murphy.
Even though Taboo is kind of letting me down so far, but we'll get to
Wait,
we
wait.
can get to that.
That already came out?
Yeah, it was like three
Yeah, like
episodes in now.
3 episodes in already.
What the heck is
we,
happening?
we can get to that at the end. We got time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anytime a Christopher Nolan movie comes out, I want to see that. For me, number 2 is Justice League. And I admit like the DC. I know I like the DC movies
Not
more than
very
you, but I also can admit like they're flawed and they're not great movies. So I kind of want to see how this goes because I really want it to be good.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, uh-oh. And I saw the trailers for the other ones that people didn't love, and I
Yeah.
thought they looked great. And this one, I saw it, and I was like, oh.
So maybe we're gonna have some like
So
reversed here.
I'm hoping, like, maybe I'm just, but like, they have like the rock music. It's like they're laying like they're like spitting jokes. I'm like, I hope they're not trying to like be the Avengers or be Marvel, because like
Copy.
that's not your bit, man. You just need to do what you're doing
your own
better.
thing.
Just not
Yeah. Like what I said for Batman versus Superman. You can be serious and be dark. Just don't suck at it.
right.
Yeah.
That's end of statement.
That's it.
Just don't suck at it.
Just make a good story.
So yeah, I'm sure that's not going to be anywhere on the board for you guys, but for
Nope.
me. Plus, I loved Affleck as Batman, so we get to see that again.
Nah.
But I'm really, that's probably the one I'm the most skeptical about, but I'm hoping the most is actually good, because I want one of those DC movies to actually like land. But that not number one is like, yeah, Star Wars Episode 8, Last Jedi. After, like, same thing, Force Awakens, I liked it a lot. I didn't love it, I think, as much as everyone else did. But like, I think the more I watch it, like, the less I like it. Like, it's still great. Like, I love it. But every time I watch it, I kind of like, a little bit more. But
Well, honestly, every time I watch Star Wars in general, it's more of like a mindset than it is an actual like, oh, this is spectacular. Like every time I watch Star Wars now, I'm like, that's crap. That's crap. And but that's the thing. It's just like there's really no change in my mind about how I feel about Star Wars.
Right.
You know, we can talk about Rogue One and how that was mildly disappointing, but you know, it's still Star Wars. Put that gently. So I've seen that 3 times in theaters now, and every time I have liked it slightly more. From basically just completely almost to the point. I wasn't as bad as you.
yeah, I should maybe watch it again, because maybe now that I've been kicked in the teeth, I'll like it more the next time.
Yeah, because I did not. I came out of the theater and I was just like, something was off, and I'm pretty sure
that was
it was
me,
mostly the acting.
That was
30 minutes in, that's kind of I was like, I don't know.
You didn't like the acting or what? Is that what it was?
Well, that was the acting and the character development was the biggest things for me.
Plus, I think they focused on the wrong characters.
Who do you think?
And that's not.
think they should
We
focus
talked
on
about this before, but like I wanted to see more Vader in it, which I knew he wasn't going to be in it a lot, but that was what I
kind of wish
wanted.
they had more of Krennic.
But yeah, I wanted to see Krennic. Like, and I don't even know anything about him, but I love that actor. Same thing with going back to Bloodline. So Krennic is Danny
Ben Mendelsohn
in Bloodline. He's like one of the main characters,
Yeah.
and he's amazing. He's like the best part of that show. So I went in there. I really wanted to see that, and we barely get any of them. They don't tell us anything about them, and it's like, we're getting this.
Because you're supposed to buy the book.
Supposed to read the book first.
And it's not
That's
canon
stupid.
anymore. It's not canon
The
anymore.
book is canon. The new books are canon.
Oh, is it new? Is it a new book?
Yeah,
It came
I
out
can't
this
get
past year.
Who reads books?
I do.
nerds? Come on, man.
He reads books.
I do
Me
books.
and
Read
you,
'em.
not as
Yeah,
much.
no.
You and
come
two
on.
are just. Can you guys not read? Is that the
No, I
problem?
just have a better TV
No,
than
just
you,
tell
probably.
the story in the movie like it's supposed to
Yeah.
be done.
I got 2 hours, man.
I got a
not
better
3
TV than you.
weeks.
Okay. Okay.
That was another thing. Well, we've gotten off topic, but I don't care because now I'm into it.
Okay.
Because that was another thing that pissed me off as early on in the movie, and this still bothers me. It's like we're jumping around all over the place, without any establishment, without any real reason.
Do you think they needed an opening crawl?
No, and that's like the
People think
That was
that-
the
weirdest
some people
weird,
think
of
they
all
do,
the
some
things in
people-
that movie
yeah.
you could attack. That's the
For-
thing people nitpick is just weird.
For,
you think that's
for a
just
movie
for-
that you know literally what happens immediately after the movie, and what you know happens, obviously we don't know how long is it. It's probably
Too long.
it's 18 years before the movie. We know what happens. We know how Vader becomes to be Vader and stuff like that. We know that the plans for the Death Star are happening. That happens in Attack of the Clones. We know that's already taking place 18 years in the past. So we don't know immediately what's following up to it and the Empire and everything like that. But for something that we know what happens before and we know what happens after, they spent way too much time on storytelling and not enough time on character development. It's just like, no, you have these new characters that we've never seen before. Character develop them.
Plus, I don't even think there was that much story that they told, because I mean we already knew the main
kinda
part of
knew
the
what-
story.
Yeah, it's just
The
like,
story
yes,
was-
basically the story is, hey, we got to get the plans for the Death Star. That's the story. And they spent freaking forever getting to that point where
I think I told you a dude in the theater actually fell asleep at the one we were at. And he was just snoring, just sawing wood for like 20 minutes. It was like,
just
I felt it was pain, man.
I understand you, gentlemen that is
You
snoring.
get me.
All right. What was your number one?
Oh, sorry, Star Wars. That's how we.
so
that's how we got off from.
Rogue One.
But yeah, I didn't even finish. So like, as I wasn't like crazy about Force Awakens. I liked it a lot, but for me, because like, I want Luke Skywalker, man. Like that's my favorite character in like the whole story arc. So when we got that, I was like, all right, I knew he wasn't going to be in it a lot, but I thought we'd get something. But that's why I'm way more excited for this one because I know we're getting it.
He'll be
Yeah.
And that
And
movie
he's
was just
going
like
to be,
that
very
movie was a
big part
big
of it.
setup
he
just for
is
this.
the Last Jedi. Like that's
So
Luke.
Yeah.
I hope because
I
if
hope
they
that's
kill
Luke.
him off, I was like, man,
But
don't ruin another
it's Jedi
thing
plural.
for me.
That's the thing people are saying. It's
Oh,
Jedi
that's
singular or
what
plural,
David
yeah.
wanted to bring up to me.
Well,
is
that's because we watched the same YouTube
Because
video. Where
the
they talked about
Jedi, a Jedi. You know, there's no plural for the word Jedi.
Yeah,
so there's
but-
that too.
in the scroll for Force Awakens, it says Luke Skywalker, the Last Jedi.
Yes,
It
true.
specifically says that in the scroll. I actually watched the scroll again just to see it.
Let's talk about this later. We're talking about this later, right? So
We'll see. We'll get
Yeah,
to
yeah.
it.
We're
But-
gonna get to
We'll
it.
get to that.
All right. So yours, go.
Okay, and I got number 5. We got Guardians Volume 2.
You guys not loving Guardians as much as me.
It's number 5.
That's not even on my. Yeah,
Right,
that's
number
nowhere near
4, I
for
got
mine.
Kong Skull Island. I'm really looking forward to that movie.
It's a
I think it'll
little
be
too
good.
high.
Oh, shut up.
I like
I
Brie
thought,
Larson.
I thought the first
and
one was
Tom
kind of a
Wilson.
letdown, but
Well, it's like a reboot, kind of. So
Well, it is a
Are they
reboot.
tied
You're
to
talking
it?
about
is it
Peter
a total
Jackson's?
reboot?
yeah,
from
totally.
that
We're
one?
not even tied to it at all.
Yeah, yeah, it's a total reboot because what's happening, I don't know if you guys know, but Legendary Pictures owns Godzilla and King Kong, and eventually they're going to
I know that's the build. I
Yeah.
saw that coming. Yeah,
Number 3, we got Dunkirk. Nolan doing a war film.
Good choice.
Sure, why
That's-
not?
that's
I'd
the
love
thing.
to.
The thing about Nolan, though, that I love is his crazy outlook on, like,
everything.
humanity. And so when you're doing
A true story.
a true story, I just feel like you're taking away, like, Nolan's my favorite director, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you're handcuffing him a little bit, and he's got to stick with the story.
This was his choice, so,
So-
let him
Yeah,
do it.
and for me, that's because we haven't seen him do
Yeah,
a
I haven't seen
true
him
story
do like
before.
that.
I kind of want to see what
what his
him
he
doing
does.
a
take
story
on it,
like
yeah.
that is like.
Number 2, we got Spider-Man: Homecoming. I'm excited to see that.
I-
Michael Keaton as a villain, sure, sign me up any day.
He
He's a
he looks
fantastic
good
actor and looks
as a
great as
villain,
Vulture.
but I think we've gotten a better Spider-Man every time now. To be honest, I thought
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maguire
agreed.
was okay.
Maguire was
then-
was
Those movies don't age well.
He was too old
No,
in the
I
beginning.
I remember
That's the thing.
liking them when they were new, and then you watch them now. You're
But
like, man, how
Garfield
did I
was.
watch
I
this?
liked Garfield. As,
I like Garfield too.
Yeah, that was another one. I like those a lot more than everyone else.
Everybody
seemed to.
bashed
Everyone
on
did.
Amazing Spider-Man. I watched it
was-
recently for the first time because
it wasn't
everyone
bad.
bashed on it, so I didn't watch it.
and especially the
And
second one. I actually really like that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we're talking about. Amazing Spider-Man.
Well, you said,
You said
yeah, but I
Number
mean,
2. Sorry,
I mean,
sorry,
yeah,
sorry, sorry.
Yeah, okay,
Sorry, Amazing Spider-Man. number 2.
Miscommunication.
good.
Yeah, because Jamie Foxx, I thought was like,
he
Well,
was-
that was the thing.
that was the thing I did. Really didn't
I saw
like
the
that.
first one in theaters, I believe,
saw
but
that
the
one,
second one I didn't see in theaters, and then everybody bashed on it, so I didn't see it for a really long time, and I just watched it like a month ago for the first time, and I was like, I actually like that.
Yeah,
Like it's solid. Yeah. Do I think they overdid it a little bit when Electro makes the Spider-Man music when he's flying around?
well,
like
yeah,
a little,
but it's
but
Spider-Man.
it doesn't bother
Well,
me.
I thought he was a great villain though.
and I thought
he was
I thought they
not
kind
bad.
of butchered Rhino a little bit.
a little bit.
but
The whole
A
thing
lot.
Was
That was
butchered.
embarrassing.
That was the worst part of that movie.
Yeah, but even with
that.
with Jamie Foxx, like when you can make me care about the villain, like that's when you
Yeah.
have a great villain. When you can show like,
Care about the villain.
yeah,
How they came to be.
Vader's awesome. Yeah, I love Vader. Anyways, good Spider-Man talk. So Tom Holland, though, I'm excited about that, and I'm excited to see Spider-Man attached to a Marvel universe, and they can play around with that a
Tie him
little
in there.
bit. But yeah, I agree. I think bringing in, I mean, what's his name? Green Goblin is such a big villain, but can
Yeah.
you do a third time Green Goblin? I just don't
it's
think
be tough.
they need to do
I mean, are you talking about the new
the
one?
newest one.
It's Vulture.
I know it's Vulture.
But
I'm
the-
just
if they're
saying.
gonna do him eventually.
like-
do Green Goblin.
You got. I think you bring Venom back
Yeah.
and
I
do
would try
Carnage.
Try to do Venom again.
Could you do an R-rated Spider-Man with Carnage?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be amazing.
Only if you want to make a bunch of money from me.
See, now I'm gonna get Soup upset again because the thing that I would like to see most is Fox take over or Fox allow Deadpool and Spider-Man to coexist in a movie. That would be amazing.
Okay, so here we got to touch on this. So part of the reason I'm not a big Deadpool guy is because like to me like it just doesn't fit like the universe or the genre.
Yeah.
Especially with like X-Men. Like X-Men is like a very, especially the books. They're really dark and they're really serious.
Yeah, I have Old Man Logan sitting over
Right.
here. That's
And
an
then-
awesome book.
And the same. That's how they set up the movies. And then you throw like wacky Ryan Reynolds in it. Like it just doesn't fit to me. Like maybe it was like an independent thing. But like taking Dark Knight and like throwing Andy Samberg in it. It's like I love Andy Samberg,
But not together.
but it just doesn't fit.
Andy Samberg as Robin
Yeah.
would be the best thing ever.
Yeah, it's
like
like,
putting- it's like
peanut
putting-
butter
it's like
and
Michael
thumbtacks
Cera
or
plays
something. It's just like weird.
Peanut butter and thumbtacks. I like
Can I
it.
say my number one now, please?
Yeah, sorry.
sorry.
Number one,
We
obviously,
know
Star
what it
Wars:
is.
The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
okay.
So you had it 2 when we both had it 1.
Really?
Right? So we both
Yeah.
had it 1.
Yeah. Now
Yeah,
I'm kind of.
I'm like, how do you not have it 1?
How do you not have it number
I kind
one?
of feel bad as a Star Wars fan not having it number one.
You're not a
now.
It's
real
your
fan.
show. Just change it.
It's
It's 1 now. Sorry. See,
All right.
see
all right.
we
So we were going to go
Beat
into
'em
that
down.
more, but quickly for shows, Taboo was actually my number one. I haven't seen any of it
oh,
yet.
okay.
That was my number one.
Have you
Iron
seen it?
Fist was
I saw the
number
first
2.
episode.
Iron Fist.
Iron
Yeah,
Fist. Okay.
for anticipated.
So obviously, if we're doing just seasons, Game of Thrones season 7, because it's my favorite show.
Do we
So,
know when that's coming out? They haven't released.
It's
a date?
later in the summer,
Okay,
mid to late summer.
gotcha.
Don't know.
For me, I was trying to like be clever and think about something deep, but Bloodline, the next season of Bloodline, season 3, and the next season of Better Call Saul, season 3.
Nice.
So
Cool.
I was like, I'm not going to overthink it. Those are the 2 best shows I picked. They're just continuing them. So
So I'm with 2 new shows that are just coming out this year. I got number 1, Legion, the new X-Men universe show about.
that one,
Aubrey
that one
Plaza's in
iffy
that,
on
isn't
too.
she?
She is. I don't know who she plays, but she's.
Oh,
in it.
good.
You don't like
I
Aubrey
just,
Plaza?
No.
I don't trust TV to do those.
Why not? But it's not. It's not.
I know it's
network TV.
FX.
It's FX, and it's the guy that did Fargo's doing it. So
I know, but it's
I'm
just
excited.
It might be good.
I mean, I didn't see it. It's not out yet, so I haven't seen it. So I can't
It's like
really talk
Justice
much
League
about
for
it.
me. It's
Yeah.
like I want it to be good.
Number 2, I got Riverdale, the new CW show about Archie, based on the Archie comics. I read Archie.
how
growing
old
up.
are you?
After we were just like bashing the CW.
We just bashed him, and he's one of my shows.
Is it on right after Vampire
It's
Diaries?
premiered on Thursday, and it's kind of
Or
like
the originals?
it's like a mixture of Twin Peaks meets 90210 with a murder mystery into it. So
Those things
I'm
don't go together.
excited.
That's what we were just talking
But
about.
you can make it go together, soup.
Okay, so I've never seen Twin Peaks. Have either of you?
I've seen Twin Peaks.
Oh yeah, I've seen.
Is
all of
it as good as everybody says it is?
Season 1, I thought was great. Even now, like I finally just watched it. Like I grew up when it was out and new, and then when they put it on Netflix, like I've never watched this. I'm just gonna do it, and I loved season 1. And it's only like 6 or 7 episodes or something. Season
something
1,
like that.
because I think it was supposed to be a mini series, and people liked it
It's
so
supposed to be
much.
like a movie at first.
Like
and
let's
they
do a
changed it.
season 2 with 20 30 more episodes, but it was network television like in the 80s. So it went from like this really serious dark like good show to like I can't even explain it. It was like so weird, like off the wall,
The
just
first season was
didn't make
kind
it.
of weird, but like it was actually good.
And the ending's maybe the worst ending I've ever seen of anything
didn't
ever
watch it,
after like putting in all that time. Like it was just so
But-
when I heard they were doing a reboot, I was excited because I was like, well, it could if it was done right, it could be
They're doing it on,
amazing.
like Showtime.
Well, who's
so-
doing it?
Showtime.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
that
is why I
And
was
it's
like,
the, it's the original
yeah.
showrunner who's coming back to do it, so I'm excited
Cool.
about that.
Cool.
David Lynch.
Because I feel like it was a good premise and a good story that just got really screwed up.
Hmm.
So if somebody did it right, I think it could be really good.
All right, Darren, what do you got?
I said mine. For what?
Oh,
What are we doing next?
shows? Did you do shows? Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we
did
just
shows.
Yeah, and then we just
Sorry.
we attacked him. Remember?
Yeah.
That just-
Yeah, that just is normal life, though. It just all runs
We
together.
just forgot.
Come on, dude.
All right, so going back to Star Wars, I want to get you guys' take on how you feel about the title, The Last Jedi, because I really like it.
I like it as long as Luke Skywalker doesn't die.
He's the Last Jedi.
If
but
they
only
get
till
rid
the
if
end
they
of
get
the
rid of
movie.
him, I hate that. I hate it. Then
Well, I don't think he'll die. I mean, do you think he'll die? Do you
they
thi-
keep killing off everybody else.
They killed off one person.
killed off one-
Calm down.
They killed off one person.
Well, Carrie
and then-
Fisher died on her own. That's not the movie.
But
that was
they
real
already
life,
said
though.
that she's gonna die. Like all the all the leaks was they were killing her character off in this next one
before
anyway.
she died,
Before she
yeah?
died,
Okay.
and they finished shooting, so that could be awkward if the last
Yeah.
time we see her is her dying on screen. But I don't
Yeah.
know.
So, I mean, I think it's one of the better titles we've
I think
got.
it's a
Yeah,
good
yeah, I do
title,
too.
you know,
I
The
like
Last Jedi.
Because I was trying to think, I was gonna have you guys like, what's your favorite? This might be my favorite, but obviously
based on the title alone.
just based on title alone, not based off movie.
Okay.
Because
We haven't seen it yet, obviously.
See, the problem is we can't just
Based
say
it on the movie, Darren.
we can't say just Jedi now because we have to clarify.
But is this the end of the Jedi? Like, are we moving on past the Jedi?
I'm just
Sith?
saying.
Like,
I'm
is
just
that
saying. You
happening
can't
too?
say.
You never know.
You can't refer to Return of the Jedi as just Jedi now
To me, though, why is Star Wars in red?
Bad stuff's gonna happen.
because the first.
Thanks,
one was
Darren.
in-
That's the only. I mean, it's maybe it's because it's a cooler color. I don't know.
Well, all the other ones are yellow, and this one's red. That was the only,
So
to me, that jumped out at me more than
Because
like,
the
well,
red font and the red and white.
I don't
The red
know.
with the white.
Anyway, I'm
So,
thinking it. But
New Hope's crap.
The title.
I
Attack
just-
of the Clones is crap.
they-
The
Dead
title.
Last. I actually wrote them down and ranked them like
I
you're
did that
asking.
too.
Force
Dead
Awakens
That one,
is
that's a lame title.
Yeah,
I still like Return of the Jedi #1.
yeah.
Yeah, this is my
Phantom.
favorite one.
Actually, I would put Revenge of the Sith. That's probably higher.
The Phantom Menace just sounds cool. You're just letting the movie take over.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
The
hearing
movie-
that, like, that's a cool
But
title.
All I
what do you
hear,
think
all I
about the
see is Jar
Empire's
Jar in my
Strikes Back?
head. and
yeah,
then
but
I
the
wanna
Phantom
vomit.
Menace, that's just a cool title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there was not Star Wars and a movie just came out and just like, I don't know what that is, but that sounds cool. I'm gonna see that. You got my $12.
$12.
All right, Darren, do you have any opinions on that?
No.
Okay,
Dynamite drop in.
Thanks, bud.
Dropping. I don't know. My favorite title is the Empire Strikes Back. This is my favorite.
All
so
right.
That's all I gotta say to that.
I think the movie's that's a good title, but because it's the one
But
of the
I
better
kind of
movies.
would have been cool if they would have kept the original title for the Return of the Jedi, called it Revenge of the Jedi, like they were supposed
but-
to. But Jedi don't get.
But they
revenge,
changed
so
it because it doesn't fit.
It doesn't
See,
fit.
I
Jedi
would have.
don't-
I
Jedi
would.
don't really seek revenge, so that's kind
I
of.
would have preferred just the Last Night, but that's the freaking new Transformers movie
Yeah.
because Michael Bay ruins
Gross.
everything.
everything.
We can get into that. Too.
So,
I'm
okay,
not getting into that.
That's
a
my
good-
litmus test
can
for.
you- do you have a Michael Bay movie that you enjoy? Because I have.
I liked the first Transformers.
There probably is, but like I'm.
Ooh,
The Rock.
The Rock was
for
good.
me.
That was pretty decent.
What are some other movies he's done? 'Cause
13.
I
Have you
feel
seen
like there
13
is, but I.
The Island is another Michael
he
Bay
did the
movie.
Island? That's
I'm
not
pretty
bad.
sure I like that movie.
Did you see 13 Hours? I haven't seen that one yet.
No.
with Jim from The Office?
With
Got
Jim.
jacked
With
and
Jim.
goes to save Pam
Has a
in
beard.
Iraq or something like that.
Bam's
He was
there.
almost Captain America.
Was he
That's
really?
just yeah.
I thought,
You-
no, I thought what's his name was on.
Do you guys see the list for who's on the short list for Green Lantern?
It's fake. Don't believe it.
I want to hear the fake list, Darren.
I don't believe
Well,
it.
Ryan Reynolds is
not
back
the
on
list.
it for some
So that's
reason.
why I know it's fake. He's not going to do Deadpool.
Tom
and
Cruise
that.
was on it for some reason. He's like
I
56.
think it's people fishing, throwing
Dude.
names out there.
Where
Jake
there's smoke, there's
Gyllenhaal
fire,
was on
man.
there.
That would be amazing.
Jake, I personally, Joe McHale was on
No,
there.
that's
That
just
was
dumb.
that's
No.
stupid. I liked Arnie Hammer. Was my
He could
favorite.
do. He almost was almost.
He
Batman.
actually Arnie Hammer actually looks.
Army Hammer, not
Army?
Arnie. Army.
Is it really Army?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Maybe I've literally been reading it wrong for like
There's
5
an
years.
M in
Then
there.
He's whatever we call him.
just thought it was two N's just squished really tight together.
Continue.
He was my favorite. He actually looks a little bit like Hal Jordan, in my opinion. So
Well, they're talking about doing like a Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart mix of both of them in the movie. That's what I've heard. They're gonna both be.
see,
in
I don't
it.
know
That'd
a
be
lot
terrible.
about Jon Stewart.
But
Well,
the way
just
the
about.
DC movie's been going, that makes sense because
Might
that's a
work, yeah.
terrible idea.
What's,
Do you don't think that's?
does that sound horrible? Yes, it does. Let's make it.
Sounds horrible. Let's have
Green
both
light.
of them.
So I just
Green
bought
Lanterns.
Suicide Squad because I desperately want
Thank
to
you.
like that movie, and
I
I
can help
watched
you.
it, and it's still terrible.
It's not.
It's not
It's okay. It's
terrible,
not
but
terrible.
it's not great. It's
Did you
okay.
watch the extended cut? Because I
Yeah, duh. I'm like the only person
Yeah,
that loved
duh.
that movie. I bought it like the day it came out. I have the steel book.
Jared Leto's Joker bothers me so much.
So that's weird. Like I like it,
It
but
bothers me so, and I was for it too. I wasn't one of those people that was like, he's got tattoos and he's got the shiny teeth and he's got a grill and no. I was like, yeah, fantastic, all for it. But his foundation does not seem Joker-esque to me. Like
I saw somebody compare him to Ace Ventura, and they actually like linked the videos. I was like, dang it, that's actually kind of close. But
Yeah.
but for me, it's like not every scene's like gold, but the stuff with him and Harley. And like the stuff when they actually like push her into the chemical,
Yeah.
like dive,
was
like
kinda cool.
when they do like
That
the
was
emotional
cool.
stuff, like that stuff's cool.
But the Enchantress, I did not like.
Oh.
that
But see,
whole
people
thing
got to
was
calm
off,
down about that
yeah.
too. It's not a good villain. I'm not saying it's a good villain.
When she started doing her dance, I was like, "This."
But it's like, but that's it. Like, she does the weird little wiggly dance, which is dumb.
Yeah.
No, I think her whole. I mean, that was like
The fact that she can like control people's thoughts and
that. No. That was the cherry on top
good.
of the crap cake. That was the Enchantress as a character in general. Kira, what's her name, Darren? I know you know.
doesn't matter what her name is.
Just call her
She,
Cara
not a
Delevingne.
good actress.
Well, she's a model.
She was a
I
model
will
turned
say,
actress.
I know
so.
she's
Yeah.
a model. She's got really big eyebrows, is what I
got big
continue
eyes,
to
too.
notice
That-
about her. Yeah,
That's
because
how
that's
many
what
noise?
you were looking at.
It's coming up. Bite my tongue. Not saying. I'm gonna stop right there.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's
I
like when they're-
desperately want to like the movie.
The
and I
scene
just,
when like the witch's hand comes out and flips over.
yeah,
and
that's
she's just
super
like,
cool.
That's what I'm
was
saying.
the-
Like, there's cool. Oh, well, yeah. And
Did you like Will Smith as Deadshot?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
he was a
but
really
even
good
to, so
Deadshot,
the
so
end.
there's
So,
that.
spoiler. We're gonna talk about the end.
Spoiler alert.
So when they're all kind of like they're finally there and
Yeah.
they're gonna take her on, and she gets in everybody's head and like is a kind of attacking
that's
him with
kinda
like
cool.
and like Will Smith is standing there and he needs to kill her and like she turns into his daughter and it's his daughter sitting there like begging him not to shoot because like. And
No,
you
that-
guys watch it and you're just like, dumb. Like, that's what I mean. Like, you got like, some of it's good.
See,
like, it's not perfect,
You're
but
you're kind of emphasizing the point that I've made in the past, though, of that movie couldn't decide what to be. When it was serious, it was good. And then, but it couldn't decide whether it was going to be serious or funny because it's funny. And then the very end, when they have the moment where Croc throws the bomb, Harley throws the gun to Deadshot, and he shoots it, and like it just didn't feel like it fit with the tone of the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
And that was overall my problem. And they even said they had
because
two different
the
versions.
studio chopped it up because
Yeah.
the director wanted it to be dark, and then because
And I
like
want DC to be dark. Stop
because
trying
it's
to be
so
Marvel.
much better, and that's what the same thing. Execs come in and like Marvel does this, and they're making money.
Trying to
and
copy
people
Marvel,
hate people hated Batman, Superman, so and it was too dark. It's not that it was too dark; it just wasn't done well.
Yeah.
They've done.
Well, that was the thing. Is like I'm not a big. I wish they would pick someone other than Zack Snyder.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think
don't
he's.
like
I think
Zack
he's
Snyder.
done now.
Is he
I
gonna
think-
do
I think
after
that's
Justice
it.
League or what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's not doing 2. I thought he was on for 2.
we'll see how 2 does. If one doesn't,
see
do,
what happens.
or all 1 does, but he won't be around for
I
2 if
think
1
they need a
doesn't
new
hit.
head of whoever's in charge.
Just
of
let
the whole
Affleck
thing,
do
so,
everything,
Yeah.
like in Hollywood. Period.
Everything. Just run Hollywood.
Have you ever
He should-
seen Goodwill
he
Hunting?
should be
Let him write
president.
for everything. Seriously, though, Goodwill.
But even
Hunting
too, like you
is
didn't love
amazing.
Harley Quinn.
I know. I
She was
like
a
That's
good-
what I'm saying,
she
like,
was a
that
good
was
Harley.
amazing.
Harley
She was
and
really good.
Deadshot, and I actually really liked
The flashbacks with Batman, like all the
The-
couple, like those scenes are awesome.
the guy that played Diablo too. I liked him as well.
Yeah,
Jay Hernandez.
Yeah, I didn't really like Katana.
yeah.
I thought Croc was horrible
They didn't really
because they needed to do a
They-
CGI Croc, and they
Kind of some
refused to
racial
do it.
stereotyping going on there. Too.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, since when is Croc like a hardcore?
that was
like,
another thing I was
gangster
saying
black
because, like,
guy?
yeah, I think I saw with people that didn't know who that character was. But like, he's a great character, and
Yeah.
then they did that. I was
that.
like,
Well-
so I'm not saying like there's stuff like I
Did-
didn't like, but I still think it's a fun movie.
Well, I was wondering that too because he's like one of Croc's requests is he wants to get BET, and I was like,
Yeah.
Did Croc grow up in the hood and I didn't know about it or
no,
something like that?
That's why it was. They did some weird.
Yeah.
Well, both like all 3 movies they did, they made some weird choices. But even with that movie, like to me, it's like I can go watch a movie and have fun with it. Like it's entertaining to me. I don't know. I just think it gets too much hate.
Yeah, it probably does get too much hate. It just.
Same with
People
Batman v
like to
Superman.
hate things. So
I
there's hate
will-
for
I
hate.
like
I think there's
that.
even
Hating,
more
yeah.
to it you can pick at in that movie, but I still think it was same thing. It's like if you're a DC fan, you should be able to watch Batman and Superman and get something out of it.
I like
But-
Batman
I like
vs. I like. I shouldn't say I like.
I didn't like Lex Luthor.
I liked it a
big
lot.
thing
I just
didn't
there's
like
parts
it.
about it
Yeah.
I really hated.
Yeah,
Like-
Batman
Just
vs
like-
Superman. I actually there are some really legitimate awesome parts. The fight scene when he's going to rescue Martha,
Yeah,
the other Martha.
that's amazing.
That
the whole
fight
fight
scene-
sequence.
Yeah.
is, like
That I feel like we never. That was a problem with Christian Bale and Nolan's Batmans is we didn't see like a full arsenal of gadgets. Like I felt like we should have seen.
And this we
I
got
mean, there was-
comic book Batman.
Yeah,
in this
there
movie.
it was more of a comic book Batman. I mean, we did see some gadgets from Nolan with that gun that shot like the sticky stuff in Dark Knight. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But using like a grappling hook to grab a hold of a guy and then to fling a box or a crate or whatever, that's baller.
Yeah.
Like, that was cool.
Have the blood splatter. That was, not killing people.
Yeah.
Oh, that was another thing.
He
because-
straight up murdered several people.
Because the whole thing with the guns, like other people are freaking out that Batman's using guns. If you really watch it, he only uses guns in the Nightmare. He never uses it like in the real world.
Yeah,
Like
but
the other stuff, he'll like grab a dude and like that dude's like shooting and he's just like swinging the dude around. Right. So it's
Yeah.
like you're kind of copping out, but
he straight up, when he's flying that one time, he straight up shoots a bunch of people that are
Yeah.
on the ground.
yeah.
And then he does. I
But
mean,
that's just kind of like one loophole that just always has been true. It's like
Well,
he doesn't
that's-
use guns, and then he gets in some giant vehicle and blows stuff up for a half hour. I guess that doesn't count as
and
guns.
then drags
but-
that Charger around and then flips it up.
which
and-
was amazing.
yeah, just everybody shut up. That was awesome.
Yeah, that Batmobile was
amazing.
amazing. If you can't enjoy that, there's something wrong with you.
All right, so I'm gonna skip around because we have actually gone a little longer than I thought we would.
Okay.
It isn't super surprising actually because we've ranted a little bit on things, but that's part of the fun.
That's why we do it.
So, basically, last topic. Actually, second to last topic because we're gonna get into some split stuff.
Yeah, we need to
at
talk
the
about
very
that.
end because I want to let people. It's gonna be heavily
Yeah,
spoiled.
yeah.
Tell them.
It needs to
So,
be talked about though.
so just the final kind of, not really like in the news or anything, but I recently read an article that just had some movies and TV shows that have been in development hell or what they call Hollywood limbo.
Yeah.
One or the other is, pretty much. Let's see if I can find some. Flatliners remake. Did you guys ever watch that?
Yeah.
That was
Back in the
Kiefer
day.
Sutherland back in the day, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. I
So-
don't remember a ton about it, but I could see it working as like a
They
remake.
got that, and then they got a few others.
A reboot of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I never
TV
watched
show
the
or
first
movie?
one.
I think movie reboot.
I've heard about that, but like what? Yeah,
I
it's in
mean,
limbo.
literally the movie that ended Sean Connery's career. It was that bad.
But
Which
bad.
I didn't. I have a soft spot for whatever reason for like those kind of fantasy monster movies. Even though like I like that movie, I like Van Helsing. I do not like the Underworld movies for some reason.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No. But like those kind of like crazy monsters, like I'm really looking forward to the Charlie Hunnam King Arthur movie this summer, actually, because for some reason that kind of magic and stuff is interesting to me. Let's see here. A Mist TV series. Did you guys like that movie?
I liked the
like
movie a
that
lot.
movie
good.
has one of the
That movie
best
wails.
endings of all time.
It does. That I won't spoil for people because I know
Yeah. If
I know
you-
people that I
spoilers.
want to see that movie.
I've spoiled that for several people that said like I will never see that movie, and I'm like, oh thank God, because I need to talk
Oh,
to it.
man.
I need to talk to somebody about.
Also,
the ending.
when's the last time you watched it?
It's been a long
Yeah, it's
time.
been a couple. Years.
Because like
I saw it in black
like
and white.
half
though.
of that
was
cast
really cool.
is like Walking Dead.
I've heard that because like it's the guy,
Yeah.
Frank Darabont that directed it.
And the dude from Force Unleashed, the video games, the Star Killer, he's in
Yeah.
it too.
the
What's his
guy
name?
that does
The
the
dude
voice of it.
And
What's
the
his name?
actor that they use.
Oh, okay.
It's the
cool.
same guy.
I know who you're talking about.
He's in that movie.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're
What's
talking
his
about.
name?
He has glasses in the movie, doesn't he?
That movie is full of people where you go, I know that guy, but
Yeah.
you don't really know their name.
And there's seen that
There's
guy
the
before.
Punisher.
Who's in that thing?
Oh, the Punisher's in it. That's right.
Yeah, Tom Jane's the main character.
That's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
One of the Punishers.
The girl
Tom
who
Jane.
plays Andrea is actually one of the last
yeah.
people in that movie.
Yep.
Laurie Holden.
Yeah, Carol is in it. Dale's in it.
Yeah, that movie. Oh, this is one that I've been interested in it ever since it even came up. Neil Blomkamp's Alien movie. Now,
yeah.
I do not like him as a director overall.
What else has he done?
He did District 9.
District 9.
Oh, yeah.
Elysium.
Because all his
Chappie.
movies have like the
Chappie.
exact same feel.
Well,
Yeah.
they're all hyper political.
They are.
And
Free healthcare.
He's not too subtle.
yeah, he is like, I like it when a movie has undertones, but he is straight up like slapped
Jamming
you in the
down
face
the throat.
about
Here it
about-
is.
about we need to give free healthcare, slap, immigration, slap. Just whatever the hell Chappie was about because no one watched it. I
never
slap.
saw it.
Did you see that?
Did you see that one or no?
That looks so
That's
bad.
so
No,
bad.
why would you
No.
see
Well, I remember it very specifically when it first came out. When I saw the first trailer, it was really lighthearted, and kind of like, oh, AI and developing as a society, and we should take care of this. I can't remember exactly how it played out,
That sounds horrible.
but then
And then it takes a hard left.
and then it did though. It took a hard left, and then the trailer after that was like action-packed Hugh Jackman with a mullet for some reason. Reminded me actually kind of a bit of old school Mel Gibson back in like Lethal Weapon. That was just
Yeah.
kind of the look he had, not necessarily
Okay.
the actor.
80s action mullet.
Yeah. So absolutely not any like District 9 was okay, but I didn't see Elysium or Chappie.
I saw Elysium.
That's all
But-
at least. Yeah,
All I basically heard.
It's
is-
exactly what
yeah.
you would think.
Yeah. So I think if he's not writing an alien movie, I think his actual vision for it could be really cool. But I think if he's got a lot of say over like a script or something like that, it's going to become too like environmental or something.
Is it still going to happen? Or is
Well,
it,
this is what we're talking
Yeah.
about. This is
We don't know.
development hell.
We just don't
basically.
know.
Kind of hope not.
Sigourney Weaver really wanted it to happen, and she's still on board saying that it's going to happen. The last
Eventually.
time I
That's
checked.
Ridley Scott's thing.
yeah,
Man.
Ridley Scott kind
That's-
of
that's
pushed
the
him out,
thing
pushed
is-
him aside. I think.
Can't take Terminator away from James Cameron. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, you hear that James Cameron's going to reboot Terminator now?
That was the
about
one
that.
thing I was like,
Yeah.
well, that was one of the limbo
Okay.
movies that I keep hearing about that
Let's actually do it though.
needs to happen.
I actually read James Cameron wasn't super happy about how Alien eventually went in the direction that it did. It's like, sorry, bro.
I liked 3,
Sorry, bro.
although that was another one I think.
See, 3 felt.
I
too
think it was
much
actually
like
maybe
1.
the best one. Yeah. But 1 is, like, if you watch the first one now, it's like I mean, it's okay. Like, it worked back then, but
I hadn't seen 1 in its entirety until like a year ago. To be honest, like I'd seen bits and pieces of it. I love Aliens. That's a great movie.
Aliens.
when's the last time you watched it?
Yeah, fairly recently.
Because that was another one
years
too.
ago.
Like, I loved that movie so much, and then I saw it again like recently. I was like, I mean,
Doesn't
I
quite
guess.
hold up.
Well, maybe it's just because I watched that like a zillion times when I was
I
like
think-
13 years old.
I mean, how many movies though really hold up over time? I
Not-
can
not
only
a
think,
ton.
Not as many as you
I
think,
can only
you know.
think of like what I was saying earlier. I loved Independence Day.
Doesn't
You
hold
watch
up.
Independence
Oh
Day
my god,
now,
yeah.
No.
and pick out not only the plot holes but also
Like, how did I
how
watch
horrible
this?
the CGI is. Just like when the aliens attack the
Yeah,
ground crews.
back
it's
then it
just
was
like-
good though, but yeah, now it's just
I
it's
can think-
cartoony.
Jurassic Park still holds up
Yeah.
in my opinion because it still looks good. I think even today.
Yeah.
So
The stuff that holds up best is stuff that
Stuff
like,
that
is
doesn't
not
have that,
special
yeah,
effects,
like-
like
Yeah.
The Godfather,
sci-fi.
like these super good.
See, that's-
dramas.
the Terminators. I
Good-
think those both the first
Those
two they
two
hold
were
up.
first-
They hold
Number
up really
2 is
well.
my favorite movie ever. I love Judgment Day. It's so good.
2-2.
Did
That's
you-
why I think Avatar is like one of the most overrated movies of all
Oh, it's
time.
very
Yeah,
good.
And
but
I
that's the
think-
greatest 3D.
It's good
I've
3D,
ever
Well,
but
that's
seen.
it's not.
the thing.
Its story sucks.
I think in 15 years though, people are gonna look at that and be like, "That movie's crap."
that movie was good.
That's kind of how I felt when I saw it. I was like in amazement for like the visual.
Yeah.
The visuals were cool, but I was like, that.
Well,
was it.
even
But the
even
movie is
now,
very
like, have
meh.
either of you guys seen the new Jungle Book? It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
No, I
I've
actually
seen
kind
it,
of
I've
want
seen
to
it, yeah.
though. But no.
It's, I mean, it is 100%. Other than the boy and a couple of like rocks and stuff here and there, it is complete CGI, and it blows Avatar out of the water.
It did. It's very,
Like,
very
I mean,
good CGI.
obviously, Avatar was what, 09?
Yeah, something like
Something
that.
like
So we're
So
well
I mean,
beyond that, yeah.
we're getting up there, but still, I mean, the leaps that they've made.
The CGI has been much better. Even
So-
you know,
Is there? I don't even know if I asked you guys. Is there anything you specifically are thinking of that?
there's one show that came out. It's supposed to come out called Why the Last Man. It's based on a comic book about Last Man on Earth and a bunch of women. Just one
Sure,
dude.
that's not the Will Arnett show.
I don't think so. No, it's like a super like utopia drama. Supposed to be on ABC, not AMC, I think.
That sounds
But
like
it just
an
kind
AMC
of
show.
went away, and I haven't heard anything about it in like a year. I don't know what happened.
There's so many shows that like you
Hear
get
about.
just a little bit of, and then it never happens.
Like
I
you-
don't know where it goes.
Yeah.
I would say for me, like for a long time, they were talking about making a Halo movie.
I heard about
I
that.
actually thought of that when I was
and-
looking at this.
And it's just like, I loved Halo. Halo 3 was my jam. Like that's basically all I did my freshman year of college.
Have you tried playing that again?
I have on the remastered version.
Yeah, those don't hold up as well either.
They're still fun, but it's Halo was very repetitive.
But yeah, yeah.
So-
But yeah, I loved those when those came out.
Yeah.
I think
So
2 is a superior game though, and story. But 3
I
looks better though.
I agree. 2 was probably the
And
superior game.
Reach is underrated. That's got one of the best endings to a game ever.
That was good. But yeah, for a movie like I I freaking loved everything Halo for like probably 4 or 5 years, and I desperately wanted to see a Halo movie that was done well. That was the thing. I don't know if you could do it well, but that could.
Because
if
how do you
could,
cast like Master Chief?
You just get a guy with a bat. You don't even have. You get the same guy who did the voice, and he's just the main character.
Like, how many movies do you do where
badass.
you never show a guy's face? Like it works as a game, but I think that's like why it's like how do we make this
The
work
Dread
as a
movie, they never showed his face because in the comic they never show his face.
Yeah, but I mean we still know it's Carl Urban.
You could cast Carl Urban as
Carl
Master
Urban.
Chief.
There you go.
Carl Urban's one of the most underrated actors in
very
Hollywood. That guy's
underrated.
awesome, and they should make a Dread 2, what they're not going to do. So
That movie was
that movie was
fantastic.
awesome.
When they hit him with the slow-mo and throw him off the balcony.
That was baller. Slow-mo in
I
general.
need to
That
buy
was
that.
just
I need
that
to
was
buy
a
that
cool
movie.
plot device
Yep.
of like, let's make a drug that slows down time, and then we can slow down time and show how awesome Carl Urban is.
Give us some super cool special effect shots.
Yeah. Soup, did you have one? I don't know if you said it.
No, just like I said, the Terminator. When I heard they might give it back to James Cameron, and just kind of I don't know if
Is he even gonna have time with all the Avatar movies? He's
he'll
supposed to be
make
doing
time.
too?
It's
Like,
the Terminator.
The 18,
the 18 Avatar movies that are supposed to be coming out.
I predicted like 6 months ago, the last time we did one of these shows, that he does not make as many Avatar movies as he wants to. I was like, there's
What's
no
taking-
way he
especially,
does
especially when he
another four.
realized we don't want him to
Yeah,
make.
what's
all
taking so
Well,
long?
that was the thing. It's just like he's gonna make 1 or 2 more and realize that they're
gonna
costing
bomb.
$1 billion each,
And
and
they're
they're,
not returning.
making a quarter of that domestic,
No, they're not gonna fund it anymore.
and then they're gonna stop doing them.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my prediction of that. So, last topic. We each saw Split, and I'm pretty sure we each love Split. So
love Split.
maybe for different reasons, though. So
I just watched
Yes.
Unbreakable the
we're
other day again.
we're
too,
gonna
just
get
with
into
that.
major spoilers here at the
Major
end
spoilers?
here.
Yeah, hold on,
So,
Darren. Don't get ahead of yourself.
If this is the last you're going to watch of us because you don't want Split spoilers, again,
Turn it
Zach,
off.
Soup, and DQ, Cheap Shot Cinema. Check out Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, cheapshotcinema.com as well. All right. Soup, I think your opinion I want to hear most on this.
Okay.
I don't care about what Darren has to say.
So it's like most topics.
yeah.
Why am I even here?
Well, are you guys big M. Night Shyamalan fans?
I like
in
his
general?
early. Like,
So, me and DQ talked a little bit about this earlier. He's got 3 good movies.
I like his
okay,
3 good
4
movies.
including
Oh yeah, we
Split.
did this on Facebook. Yeah.
And when I say good, I mean critically well received as well as audience well received. And it was Signs before Split. It was Signs, Unbreakable, and The Sixth Sense. Literally everything else that he's done has been critically and audience has gone meh, or it's been legitimately bad. So
before Split.
those 3 movies, yes, I did like very much.
I agree with
What
that.
about you? Oh,
Most
same.
three, same thing.
Did you guys see Lady in the Water?
No. But I did see the last Airbender, and that was absolute
See, I haven't
horse
seen
trash.
anything after The Village.
Oh yeah, because I didn't like most of his movies. I love Sixth Sense when it first came out. That's another one that's like once you know the
Once you know
twist,
the
it's
ending,
just not the
it's kinda,
same.
yeah, it's not
Yeah,
the
that's
But
same.
the first time you see it, it's amazing. I loved Unbreakable. That was like one of my
Unbreakable's
all-time
good.
favorite movies.
I watched that the other day.
See,
and I
that
was
was
like,
that was a movie that the first time I saw it, I don't think I liked it that much, but I've seen it a few times since then, and I think I've seen it in like the past year. So
on
I mean,
HBO
it's
right now,
fairly
so.
fresh, and I
love
I
it.
think in the superhero era that we're in, it actually makes that movie better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I agree.
that's kind of because for me when I saw it, I left and go, man, I just love
Well,
like,
you-
everything about
yeah.
it. I like kind of like the broken love story and like just who he is and how his character evolved and like so just taking it as a movie, I was like, I really like that. I didn't even think about it as like a comic book movie.
Yeah.
And then I saw M. Night talking about it and revealing that was like so that was his way of
Yeah.
doing like a realistic comic book
book,
movie.
yeah.
Like if you to make it like real world plausible. And then when I thought of it like that took me to a whole new level just because I'm a comic book geek. So many like different like forms of media make comics look so bad
Yeah,
and cheesy, and it's just like kind of an easy thing to make fun of. Like, oh, they're stupid and dumb. But if you're really into them, I think is one of the best forms of storytelling there is. Like today, even going back to my childhood, of like just like the things that the subjects they tackle and how good like serious and deep the stories are. It's so different from what we get when it's like transformed like cartoons on TV that people think of when they think comics. So for me, it was like one of the reasons I love comics so much is kind of what that movie unfolded into.
Yeah.
Because it was really about like the people and the heart and just like everything that was going on, like all the layers to everything. And it was just really smart and it just grabbed you. And like I just loved it for so many reasons. And I was a movie I always wanted to see like a sequel for that I was like accepted like was never gonna happen because I knew how he made movies too. He's like, I want to do like a monster movie, I want to do a superhero movie, I want to do a ghost movie. That's like how he was doing his movies.
Yeah.
So it's like he's just kind of like a one shot and done thing. And then I actually did like Lady in the Water. Not to get to it's weird. It's like off the charts weird. But I actually saw that before I got saved when I wasn't Christian. Like there's actually like a cool faith twist that I even kind of appreciated as a non-Christian. But it's a weird movie. But I was kind of like ask people that one because I do kind of like it. But I get when people's like,
I've never seen
no,
it,
dude, that is so
I
weird.
can't
It's the
talk
weirdest
about it.
movie he's made, and that's saying something.
That is saying something. See, I've heard that though. Is that because after Lady in the Water, he didn't really do his standard Shyamalan twist type thing. He did
Avatar.
Airbender, which is off of source material.
Off
You
of
can't
the
really
TV show,
do
can't
it.
really-
And then he did After Earth, which I never saw that.
I never
either.
saw
No, I
that
never
one.
saw it either.
And they
I'd
did
given up at that point.
The Visit.
Yeah, I think the
I didn't
Visit.
see that either.
That's that one either.
So,
Yeah, even Lady in the Water, it was like so for him it was he made up a fairy tale for his kid.
Yeah.
And then he made it into a movie, and that's what the movie was.
yeah, I know the premise
The
is
plot.
So that's like
Like
when you
that,
understand
so,
that
yeah.
too, it kind of like gives you a little like you can accept some of the weird stuff a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then so when I saw the trailer for Split, I didn't know it was an M Night movie at 1st and I just saw that and I was just like, the clips that they picked and some of the scenes, I was just like,
yeah.
that looks dumb. And then I heard it was an M Night movie, and I was like,
Well, when you hear, if you don't know if it's an M Night movie, you just look at it and you're just like, well, where's this going? But when you hear it's an M Night movie, you're like, okay, it's something weird's gonna happen at the end, and then the kind of oddness of it makes a little more sense. Of like, there's gonna be something. There's gonna be the twist.
Yeah.
Twist.
But lately it's been okay. So this looks bad. Like, oh, it's an M Night movie, so it's gonna be a bad movie with a bad twist.
Yeah.
All right. So I still was like, I don't care. And then there was like a little buzz coming because they previewed it for critics like 2 months early.
Yeah.
And that usually means like it's good.
Usually, if
Yeah, otherwise
if they
they
give it
hide
that
it.
much, yeah.
And then so like as the buzz built, I was like, well maybe. And then David actually saw it and
He's like, yeah.
he's like, I want to. Well, we saw it together, but he saw like I guess part of the twist. I don't know what he saw, but he said he saw something. And he was like, I don't want the ending to get spoiled, so let's go see it. And like, all right, I'll see anything once. So I went into it like,
Whatever.
this is gonna suck. Like I don't want to do, but it's something to do on Tuesday, you know. So I was like, well, maybe I'll be surprised. And I watched the movie and actually really liked it.
Yeah.
And I was so just on its face,
The movie itself.
it
it's
surprised me.
a good movie.
Like it wasn't like a 10 off the charts. Like this is amazing, but it was different. It was smart, clever. Like made me care about the people in the movie, but I didn't know where it was going. That was the one thing I was like, all right, this is cool, but like, what's the build? Like,
How's it going to end? Like,
right?
What's going to
Because
happen?
if it's just this, it's cool, but like if it's going to be this and end, like I don't know. And it kept going, and then there's a couple twists. There's like, well, there's the first one when
the first one.
I mean, we can
already
just
did
straight
the
talk
spoiler
about
stuff, so yeah,
spoiler,
we can just-
major
yeah.
spoiler alert at this point in time. So the main twist, or the first twist, the zoo, isn't
Yeah.
even really
It wasn't
a
really a
twist.
twist. It was like,
it
oh,
just
that's-
makes sense.
Like, oh,
And
okay, that's where he is.
But I think that
Cool.
he's like
personally
actually like
thought
some
that
kind of
was-
beat. Like he actually like can change his body.
Yeah.
Where he's like so jacked up, he doesn't turn into a monster.
Yeah, it's not
but
like
he's
a-
actually,
oh, it's a monster.
He does
It's
actually
not like a
kind of
werewolf,
become like a
you know.
beast. Yeah, like
it made sense though because they built up to that
Right.
the
Yeah,
entire movie.
Here comes the
of-
beast.
when it happened, it wasn't dumb.
And yeah,
the 24th
and then
personality.
Here comes
Here's
the
the
beast.
beast.
Obviously, he kept saying that.
Yeah.
His alters kept saying that.
Here comes
and
the
then the
beast.
lady also said, on multiple occasions, like they have different physical body chemistry. They can change their body
one's a
chemistry.
diabetic or-
Yeah, like even
It's
he
high
had one.
cholesterol.
But they
Which those
talked
were
about-
great scenes too. When he's
Yeah.
like watching she's watching the different personalities.
personalities.
And he's like
And-
taking the shot. Yeah, the Ansel.
And so that was the first twist, and I even sat there. I was like, if that's the twist,
Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed.
I'm like,
that
I
was
mean,
it?
I'm like,
Okay.
that's all right, cool. Yeah, but I was like, I hope that's not it, because I mean, that's all right. But
so I'll let you finish though.
But yeah, same thing. So you get that first one, And like, it's cool. I mean, you just see what he can do. Like, he's like, because it was
super strong, like taking bullets.
If somebody told me, like, for the people that haven't seen it,
spoilers,
like when he's like climbing up the wall, like it just kind of worked. Like, it didn't seem dumb because the way they built it up and the way it unfolded, like you kind of get it. And he's like on the ceiling, he's like hitting the lights.
See, I would have been super disappointed if they would have built that up for so long and then nothing really happened.
Right.
Like, there's there's no beast.
So I was glad they actually did it in a way that wasn't like silly, or at least to me it wasn't.
Running fast.
And to the point where he's like pulling the bars and he's like, his eyes are turning red from the like blood vessels popping, and he's just like stretching the bars, and you're kind of like, all right, it's a movie, I'm just gonna go with it, but like, dang, and then like, then he, she shoots him and whatever, and he takes off and disappears, and then they find her, and you're still kind of like, that was cool, but like, was that it?
Yeah.
Are they gonna leave this open? And then like, I've seen Unbreakable so many times. So then they're cutting around, they're trying to wrap things up, and they wrap up stuff with like her and her uncle's coming to pick her up, and that whole like, oh man, because the people have seen it, the relationship with her and her uncle is crazy. So I like that they even did that where they like, oh, he's still around, and then it's like it's another dynamic that you could do later. And then you kind of think, and then it kind of wraps and it's like split, it's done, and then it's what every movie does now. Then there's the second ending after the first ending. But like when he's talking to himself in the mirror as the movie's ending, like the score starts playing.
That's what got me.
And I was like,
I didn't recognize.
I recognized right away. It's like I was sitting with David.
When I freaked out. I was like,
yeah,
it's the Unbreakable music.
Like, music. He's like, what? What?
How did you not?
Dude, it's it's the Unbreakable theme. It's like right there, and then it was like ending.
And then they go to the diner,
and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is part of like, so it's in that universe.
Yeah.
And then like it cuts to the cafe scene with the news on, and they're talking about the horde and the like blah blah blah. And then I was like, you're waiting for like, oh dude, he's got to be in there. Like he's got to be in there. And they're like panning around, and you're hearing the news, and they're cutting back, and the lady's talking. Oh yeah, guy in the wheelchair, blah. And then like it pans over, and then you see Bruce Willis as Mr. Glass, and he's got like the David Dunn like the name tag and everything. They're like,
and then it ends.
So I'm in a theater, so I'm just like, But inside, I was like freaking out because I was like. Because it changed the whole movie because now it wasn't just like some M. Night like twisty movie. And like
together.
That was like we just saw like a super villain origin story.
Exactly.
And it changes like the whole thing.
The whole thing,
because there's so much more, and it's in that universe, and it's gonna square off with like that character.
Yeah, where you
can see him again.
Where you see like they've already developed this universe with people with abilities in it.
Yeah.
So they got two full, and then like I watched, of course, like M. Night talking about it. He was supposed to be in the first movie, but it was like too much. This is like his main. So he saw this as like a trilogy, like a trilogy, and this is like his main villain. Like this was like his Joker for this trilogy.
Oh, okay.
So he wanted to like kind of work it in, but it was like too much. And the first movie worked really well, so he's like, I'll just stick with the Mr. Glass thing, and I'll get to it. And he didn't think it was going to take 15 years, but he eventually got to it. So rather than do it like a full-on sequel, he wanted to delve into that character so much. He's like, I'm just going to give him a whole movie, and then the twist will be the twist is like it's a surprise that it's part of this.
Yeah.
So we got a whole movie of developing David Dunn. And then we got a whole movie of developing
the Beast.
Was it Michael Crumb? What was it?
Kevin.
Well, his
Michael
name's
Crumb.
Kevin
Michael
Crumb.
Crumb. As the horde guy. So like we got so instead of like mashing them together and like diluting either one, like we got two full
and
movies
you'll see
of
those
these characters.
Those two are gonna be in the movie together at some
right,
point.
and then
That's
that
the
so
thing.
like it's not the normal like part one, part two, part three. Like we get these two separate builds, and then like they're doing a third one, which
together.
And now they're both together, and then it's like
probably Mr. Glass too, right? You think
so that nothing's
all three of them will be there together.
Well, yeah, I mean that's
Mr.
gonna be the
Glass,
whole point. So then you get to see like so yeah, I was like super.
It was
and then once I knew that, like I wanted to go see it again immediately. Like I was sitting there like, oh, this was cool, and then you see that, and you're like, I want to see this tomorrow again.
I need to go see it again.
And then like so now I'm really excited to get the third one, which he said he's writing. He said as soon as he finishes all the promotion stuff for this movie, he's going to start writing the third one. And I was like, yeah, and like there's like few movies I get super pumped about, like the Dark Knight movies and stuff like that. Like where the sequels are coming, you're like Star Wars. For me, this is kind of one of them because it's like this movie I really loved. I thought there'd never be more of that story, and now we're going to get it. And then the way they did it makes me really want to see like those two characters come together and like a bigger story. Or like, I was just. I feel like movie people aren't talking about this enough.
No,
this is like a bigger thing. It's like the best kept secret.
Well, that's the thing. It's just because I think it's because like M. Night was so horrible for so long, and Unbreakable is an underrated movie.
It is.
Just in
It
general.
came out in the year 2000. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, so long
You know,
ago.
I never heard of it. Like I knew about The Sixth Sense. I didn't know about Unbreakable though. And I saw it later.
I didn't see it. I saw it a couple years.
I'm old,
after
so I
that,
thought
yeah.
I saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
It didn't slip by me. I'm going to that.
I'm going
Darren,
back.
do you have any opinions that Soup didn't touch on?
That's pretty much all he said. It was good. And how about
Cool. Well,
so
Dynamite drop in here. Well, one
Okay,
more thing
one
too
more
was
thing.
just. Oh, go
the
ahead.
performance of James McAvoy in that film was
Yeah, I
all
was
of
gonna
those.
touch
Oh, yeah,
it
he's
was
amazing.
Fantastic. What's the little kid's name?
Anna Taylor-Joy.
No, his
Hedwig.
Hedwig was.
Hedwig.
I loved Hedwig.
Yeah.
His
It
little
was, and that's what I was
Yeah,
going to touch
the
on more.
different-
Is
The different characters that he just.
honestly just as I could have just watched him do his thing
Yeah.
throughout that entire, like, Kevin was great, Hedwig was great, the character Barry, which is like the main guy. What actually, like, from a message and storytelling standpoint as well, I thought was awesome. Him and the main girl, Anna Taylor-Joy,
Yeah.
were
She was
just
fantastic
killed.
in that movie.
Like
Those
when
two.
like the first scene when he's sitting in the car next to her and she's going to grab the door and one tear's rolling down her eye. I was like, holy shit. You really? Like, wow. Good stuff. And then she just continued to surprise me throughout. And yeah, her backstory just
good.
is messed
It
up.
actually fit really well
But
with the movie. That was
yes,
the surprising
it
thing.
made sense at
How-
the
his
end.
survival skills that she developed.
And yeah, that she developed and
yeah.
obviously has probably continued to use,
you
unfortunately,
think
in her
you
real
think
world
we'll see
life.
her again? And
That's the
that
thing. It's just
character?
like
I think they're done with her.
I think you almost have to.
as the
yeah.
movie actually goes along, it's almost developed as she's the main character,
Yeah, I
and
can see that.
and you know.
It's first- they're trying
James
to-
McAvoy
yeah.
and his several characters aren't actually
It's
the
like
main
they were
one.
trying to get out, trying to escape.
So that it makes it another interesting step though in the overall arc of the movies of he was actually more of a secondary character in his own movie.
Yeah.
But just the storytelling and the development of it, I thought it was super interesting that the doctor was basically resigned to the fact that Kevin wasn't even a major player. Kevin, the person who was born into the world and was the actual human who grew up, wasn't even the
afterthought.
main
yeah,
alter. It was Barry was the controlling person until Kevin and what was the chick's name?
I don't remember.
And I say chick, even though it was James McAvoy, because it was so convincing. And then I love the ending scenario of why she ends up living is because he's like what's he
She's
saying?
all scarred up.
Yeah, she's
got
all
a
scarred up
cut
from
from
it. Look,
broken
probably
and-
self harm and
Self-inflicted
stuff.
wounds. She's
But he says the
something with the
broken,
broken-
like the broken will take over the world, or the
Yeah.
broken are the strongest, or
Like
something
the
like
world
that.
is for us.
Yeah,
world is for
and
us,
I thought that was like a super cool, like overall thought and message of the movie when it all was said and done. But yeah, so I obviously am not as big as Unbreakable guy as you, but I've definitely very much liked it, especially as, like I said, when we've gone into this more superhero genre that we live in today. I think it's so relevant
another
now.
layer.
It gives
Another
it,
layer.
yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, when we cut out and we see the zoo, I was like, that's cool, but it just makes sense. They've been basically referencing it in the entire time, and even the doctor says towards the end, like, this place has changed you.
Yeah.
This is, this beast character that you're developing is because of this place. And so we don't really know that reference right then and there, but we find out about it. And like when she talks about a tiger has how many teeth, like that different crap, like they were obviously leading up to it the entire time. So it got there, and I'm like, that just makes sense. That's not really a twist.
Right.
So I was kind of disappointed because I was waiting for an epic Shyamalan twist because all I heard was it's so great, it's so great. The twist is awesome. And so I'm just kind of sitting there at the end of the movie. I'm like, it was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. James McAvoy knocked it out of the park, but I'm kind of disappointed because, and then they cut back in, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, where's this going now? And I didn't catch the theme music. So when I saw Bruce Willis's face, I said in theater, I go, oh shit. And I was like, oh, because like you, I know a few other people that are like, I wanted another
More.
Unbreakable movie. They wanted another Unbreakable movie. And I'm just sitting here now. I'm like, this is freaking awesome. Like we have just a completely different, original superhero movie that's just a movie. That's what it is. We don't have any backstory in it, so we're coming into it completely fresh.
Plus, I think it was a ballsy way to promote the movie, to leave that out. Because for me, had I known that up front, I mean, I would have been in, but it wouldn't have like landed the same either.
True.
So like when I had that moment of like I was actually I just watched the sequel, the movie I wanted. I just sat there and watched it. I didn't even know it until the end was like a cool way, and then it just swung me. It was just one of those, because we don't get a lot of like great movie moments as much. Like there's no more Luke, I am your father's. Like you don't get that a lot.
No.
For me, it was obviously not the same scale, but like it was kind of like one of those like like
you don't get those.
It got me like as a movie. It was just like, oh man, like.
Well, that's the thing. I'm mildly surprised that it was actually able to retain that secret.
Me too. Yeah.
Because they did view it several months in advance.
Yeah, it's true.
Like it was viewed back in September.
They probably had like an embargo on it.
They had to sign
something.
like,
They couldn't talk about it until
How many times does that actually work, though?
Yeah.
You typically
with
hear
critics,
something.
you think it usually works because they're
Possibly. I mean,
maybe
you
they
think so.
because their job is on the line. I guess,
yeah, that's why like as soon as I saw it, that's when I text you.
Yeah,
I was like,
you're
dude, go see that.
Go see it
before Saturday. Like, yeah,
don't get it spoiled. That's something you don't want.
that was the other thing too, because like the longer you wait, you're gonna find out.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Somebody will spoil it.
Actually, looking back on it, I saw an article that said, literally the title of the article, what's M. Night Shyamalan's next movie, Unbreakable 2 or Split 2? And I didn't think anything of it. So that was kind of interesting, though, looking back on, like, that was obviously a spoiler there.
Kind of. I mean,
But, I mean,
Yes, it was, Darren.
No,
either way. All right. We, like every single time we do a Cheap Shot Cinema show, we've gone long. So that's going to wrap it up for us. Again, check us out on cheapshotcinema.com. You can follow us on Twitter or Facebook, Cheap Shot Cinema. Otherwise, YouTube, Cheap Shot Cinema. Again, I am Zach. This is
Soup.
DQ.
That's going to be it for us. Thank you for watching. You guys have a great night. Bye.
Bye.